Welcome to Sexy Networking. My name is Dirk Hooper, and in one moment, I will be joined by the lead ambassador for Pinxsters, a new social media platform that I think you all will find interesting and welcoming. This video was originally broadcast on my YouTube channel and will be posted on the sexynetworking.com website, where I offer help with personal branding, marketing, social media writing, and SEO for people with an adult audience. My guest today is a veteran adult industry performer, international best-selling author, certified master's sexologist, lifestyle coach, motivational speaker, podcaster, blogger, swing club owner, product developer, and lead ambassador for a new social media platform, Pinxsters, and hopes that through her various teachings, she can help others embrace their sexuality and live their true life. Coralyn Jewell, welcome to Sexy Networking. There she is.
Thank you very much. Hi, Dirk. Thank you for having me. How are you?
You're welcome. It's good. It's good to have you here. I hear that it's hot where you're at.
It's hot where I'm at. I think it's hot where everybody is right now. Maybe.
Well, that's true. Yeah, tis the season, as they say. All right.
Yes, for
sure. Before we talk about Pinxsters, please give us a brief overview of your own career and what happened before this point.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, you kind of said it all. I pretty much, I'm an adult performer, but I got into the industry very late. So I got in when I was 35. I got in as a webcam performer, doing custom videos. I have a degree in theatrical production. So then I started working as a director in the porn industry, which led to crossing over to the other side and performing. And then from there, everything I just call it, where life throws you a curveball and you decide like which direction you're going to take it. I started a swingers club in 2012, a wedding planner. And then as I started to work, I know it's a lot. As I started to work in the industry, I started to realize, the misconceptions and the judgment that people have on sex workers in general. I worked at a brothel up in Nevada. I worked at one of Dennis House brothels, and then I just started to dig more into it. I decided to go and get a certification as a master sexologist to really kind of understand more about kinks, fetishes, where they come from, how they're developed, how to embrace them, and how to embrace your sexuality and be who you are. And so now I wrote a book. I travel, I do seminars, and I write for various online platforms, mostly regarding alternative relationship styles, like polyamory or being involved in the swinger lifestyle community. And then Pinxsters reached out to me about a year ago in regards to this platform that they're starting, which is a social media platform, which is very different from all the other social media platforms. I describe it as an all-in-one. So as you and I were discussing before we went live, it was about, we have a Twitter, we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook, we have a Snapchat, we have an OnlyFans, a Loyal Fans, all these different things. And this particular platform takes it all into one location. And you can,
before you get more into, hold on, before you get more into Pinxsters, let's rewind the clock here just a little bit.
Yes.
And here's a comment from Lorenzo. It says, "There's no one like Coralyn Jewell." How about that?
Hi, Lorenzo, baby. This is correct. There's no one like Lorenzo either.
That's right. That's the way that works. How did you get involved with Pinxsters? How did that occur, and what time did that? How long ago was that?
About a year ago, and I believe that the Pinxsters CEO had reached out to me, either Twitter, or one of the social media outlets, and said they were impressed with not just my experience in the adult industry, but my overall background on everything, and they thought that I would be a good person to be the ambassador for their new social media platform. And they have, like anybody in any new business, had many challenges. The merchant account processing and all that kind of stuff, but she is the woman that I'm working with, Jenny. She is a go-getter. She doesn't give up. And sometimes I'm like, okay, Jenny, like, just tell me what you need from me. But she is just go, 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 and she'll get it done. So
yeah. How long ago was that?
About a year ago. So okay. So they actually.
And then when did
the site go up? So the site went up, but then I was gonna say the site did go up, and we had, we were really building it, and then the hosting company backed out on their contract or something like that. And so again, we had to pull it down, and
That's going to be my questions here. And this
now
is about hosting. You know how that?
Yeah. Yep. Now she has her own. They have their own hosting. Okay.
Okay.
They're working on the merchant account
Before
processing should be up
before we
soon.
get to that, before we
I
get
know
to
there's
that,
so much on there. Yes.
let's just simply define it. Before, also, let me say that for people who are watching right now, if you have any comments or questions that you want to give, I may or may not put them up here, but please feel free to ask Coralyn or me any questions that you have, or if you have any comments. We appreciate your participation in this. It makes it more interesting.
Absolutely.
Just simply, as simple as you can put it, what is Pinxsters?
Okay. A social media platform that is for not just adult members or members of the adult community, performers, directors, producers, writers, sexologists, okay, but also just for your everyday person. So, but when you could go onto Facebook, when you go on Facebook or when you go on Instagram and you say something that might not be acceptable, you're banned, or there's a bot that catches you. So Pinxsters is allowing anybody, an adult over the age of 18, that's the kicker with this one, okay, is over the age of 18, you can feel free to post and say what it is that you feel, as long as it's legal. And we don't have bots on the site. If there's something, if you are flagged or something like that, you actually get to speak with a human who is going to address the situation.
What?
A human. I know. Can you believe it? Yes, because I'm still trying to ask Instagram why I can't get into my Instagram on my cell phone, but I can on my computer. So, there's no people.
How is Pinxsters different from other social media platforms?
Okay, so for one, the major difference is that if you say something like, come join my OnlyFans, come join my loyalty, you can say that. Okay, we want you to have a place where you can speak freely about your career and what you're doing. And that's how we want you to gain followers. It's also allowing you to be like a site where it's like an OnlyFans. So you can webcam, do live shows for your followers from the site. So you don't have to go to another platform. You can sell your content, videos, pictures, merchandise, my book, calendars, anything like that from the site. Okay, so you can have your own page. You can have groups, communities, just like a Facebook, but on the site. So it's an all-in-one platform. It's taking everything and bringing it into one location, please, so that everything can be done there. And the biggest thing now is as soon as the merchant account is finalized with the Visa, MasterCard, credit card, everything, then it's ready. Then it's done. Then it's ready to go. Then we really need to just get the word out and get everybody
So that's
over there.
the plan, is to make it. I mean, right now it's a social media site. Let's be very clear about people who are looking to, who are interested in this sort of thing. It functions. Let me just say that it functions basically like, in my opinion, like a Facebook or Twitter or maybe some other platforms. Not necessarily like a Instagram or TikTok, although you can share photos or videos or whatever, but it's more like kind of a discussion site. I'll also say that as far as look, I'm a member of the site. That's why we're doing this interview. You can upload audio, which you can't do anywhere else. I mean, you can just take an audio file and you can upload it to the site. You can upload video, you can upload
and it's quick. It's
photos.
Quick. It's very quick. So a lot of platforms takes a long time to upload your content. It's very quick to upload. It goes to us, we review it, and as long as it's illegal, if you're doing something illegal with bestiality or something, sorry, no, we're not going to allow that. But as unlike all these
that kind of gets to
legal.
That gets to my next question, which is what content is allowed on Pinxsters?
Any adult content, and remember, it's really important for people to know that it's the best way you described it. It is like a Facebook because there's groups, pages, communities to join, chats.
Yes, there's a lot of.
So there's a lot of different. You create your page, which is free, and then from there you can participate, which is all free. Everything's free. The only thing that's not free is if you want to buy content from a person, or if you want to set up a webcam show from one of the performers that you might be following. But as a regular, adult, you can have a page, and we encourage people that are not just adult industry to have a page and join these communities and join and talk and everything. But what is legal, what's everything that's allowed, say on an OnlyFans or a Loyal Fans or whatever. So what's not legal? No bestiality, no pedophilia, nothing like that. But on most of
nothing underage.
Nothing underage. But most of the sites
and you you have to own the content. It has to
Of course.
be your
Of course.
content that you're posting on there. You can't post stuff
Of course not.
that's not, you don't own the
Yes,
copyright.
and another thing that we do, and I personally think that, and I don't know why this has never been done, but if I want to go on a social media site and join the site, okay, like Twitter, let's just use Twitter as an example. They don't require my ID, okay? They don't require my, so I can create and take anybody's personality. I can be anyone, right? And it's a fake profile. Just like I had somebody yesterday was messaging me, and I was like, this doesn't seem like this is really the director. So I reached out to someone else and I said, contact this man and find out if this is really him. And sure enough, it was a fake profile. So we're going to avoid that. When you go to Facebook and you get all these friends requests, and you got to go through and be like, well, wait a second, this person hasn't posted since 2017. This is not this person, right? So I don't know why every single social media platform doesn't require you to provide, just like when I work on my webcam, I have to provide my ID, my name, who I am, so that when I'm webcamming, they know for sure that is Coralyn Jewell. So it should be the same on all platforms, especially when it's an adult related platform like Twitter or something like that. So
you're saying that there is going to be
age verification.
There's going to be a verification process for everyone, even if you're just there to look at stuff.
Even if you're just a regular guy and you just want a regular guy, regular girl, you just want to join, because we're trying to get rid of these fake accounts, and these interactions with fake accounts, which should never be. And if you don't want to provide your ID, then don't freaking join. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing that makes me so angry about all of this. If you don't want to, if you're like, oh, I don't want to provide who I am, well, then you know what? Then don't join us. So, because this is going to avoid all the fake profiles and all the, scams out there, because I've got over 1,000 requests on Facebook. I don't even want to go through them for friends requests. Like, I have to go through each one and see who's real and who's not.
I don't do that. Unless it's one of those things where it says that they have 150 shared friends or something, then I usually disregard.
Don't accept those. Yeah, don't accept those, because like there was one yesterday, and I'll throw this guy out there. There's somebody pretending to be Michael Stefano. Michael Stefano is a performer or a director with Perv City, and he's on Twitter as Michael Stefano with 3,000 followers. He's on Facebook with me as a friend and 81 friends connections, or mutual friends. It's not him. He has stolen Michael's identity. Yep, and he's trying to book me and Sable Renee. I believe you know Sable Renee. She says she knows you.
I do.
He's trying to book her, and then he contacts me and says, I know you through Sable Renee. Well, interesting. Now he's throwing a name out there. So I wrote to Sable and said, is this guy real? And she's like, no. So you see, so there's a fake, and most people will accept that person because they go, oh, we've got 81 mutual friends. Yeah. Okay. Accept. True. Don't accept. Look.
That's very true.
Michael Stefano.
Lorenzo wants to help you out. Says, can we go through Coralyn to get better info on joining? There's not much of a barrier to joining, folks.
No barrier.
Just go to Pinxsters.com and sign up. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to go through anyone. Just go to Pinxsters.com and click join. That's it.
We will have an affiliate program.
There will be a verification at some point, though, right?
As soon as you sign up, it's going to say, usually we'll say, just wait for verification. And then the company goes through it, make sure that you are who you say you are. And I don't believe that we have implemented the age verification yet on them yet. But if you're selling content as an adult performer, yes, that's all has to go in there. And then the merchant account processing soon. But yeah, there will be an affiliate program set up shortly as well.
Have you personally experienced any censorship, banning, shadow banning, or other things on social media?
So I've been very, very lucky. On my Instagram is my same Instagram with 35,000 followers and has not been taken down yet. But I do a lot of the media work I do the red carpet interviews for the AVNs and XBiz and XRCO. And I would say that almost every single performer that I interview is on their third or fourth Instagram. Okay.
Sure.
Twitter, the shadow banning I have experienced, and I see it across the board. Like we were just talking earlier, even if I know that you are, at, Dirk, or I'm at Coralyn, or whatever it may be, if I don't type that in exactly, capitals, lowercases, whatever, and even sometimes then you still can't find the person. So that's very frustrating. And Facebook is where I have seen the most censorship for me, because it's a bot that blocks you. So it'll say this content, you've been blocked for 30 days, you may only like, and I'm like, For what? Because I said, please join me at my sip and shoot event. Like what did I do? And then, they say, well, shooting is that you can't discuss guns. Okay, well, this is shooting photography, shooting.
Ah.
You see, but sip and shoot event, and so they ban it, and that's very frustrating because you're dealing with, and then you can never speak with anybody on any of these platforms, no matter how much you write them. Like even if you want to report, I wanted to report Michael Stefano's fake profile on Facebook, so it says report. It's asking me, has he hurt me? Has he threatened me? Is it no?
Right. They elevate it to like an excessive degree.
Yeah, it's like, where can you just put pretending to be somebody else? Why is that not an option?
Yeah.
And why can't you speak to a human ever? So our platform, that's the number one thing that I told them, that is that if there's an issue and somebody needs to reach out to customer service, for God's sakes, let customer service answer you and not a stupid bot answering you. Like OnlyFans. Don't get me started on them.
Let me give some of my own personal experiences about this. Like, for example, on Twitter /X, whatever we're calling it this week.
Yeah, exactly.
I have over 80,000 people that are following me. That's not bots. It's actual people that are following me. If I put out something, I should have pretty good response on it, I would think. If you compare a tweet that I put out or a post that I put out from a year ago versus today, it's night and day. I mean, I could easily get 100 reshares on a post a year ago with no effort whatsoever. Yeah. I mean, I could talk about the weather and get 100 reshares a year ago. And now I can put out, what I would consider to be high quality content, whatever the best stuff that usually blew up and was popular, and I'll get 3 retweets.
So do you think that it's not, I mean, it's just, I'd like to go back and look. Do you think that it's not popping up on their feed? Like because
they're not serving it. I'm being throttled. So it's a shadow ban.
Yeah, because I've noticed my numbers haven't gone up at all in like 6 months. Nothing, not at all.
It happened about a year ago. It happened before Elon Musk, but Elon hasn't helped.
No.
But if anything, it's been ratcheted down a little bit. But my posts are being throttled, so it is being seen by a fraction of my followers. And that's then in addition to that, if you type in, you were talking about, someone who's searching for me, I have 2 accounts. One of my accounts is specifically for comic work. It's general audiences. It's, I do other podcasts and stuff. So I have that account that's set up for everyone, and then I have my main account, which is for adults, and it's at Dirk Hooper. It's my name. If you type in Dirk Hooper, you will not find me.
No, because I looked and I was following you.
If you type in my actual address at DIRKHOOPER, it will still not come up.
Wow.
But if you say, take me there, it'll take you to me. So that's the level of shadow banning that I'm under right now
I'm curious on
Twitter.
Your other account. What about your other account? The one that's more the other comic one that you said, more, the general, not adult. Does that one, do you see followers on that one go up or down? Or is it the same?
It's an account where I'm not sharing as much stuff, and I'm kind of establishing myself in that field.
I'd be curious to see if you post on there, what kind of interaction it gets versus this one.
I just wouldn't get the same amount of interaction because people just don't care as much. If I had been posting this sort of content for the last 10 or 20 years, I might expect to get pretty good stuff. Here's the difference. If you type in Dirk Hooper, it will take you to the general audiences account. So that's not being shadow banned at all. It's just they're not taking me to my main account.
Got it.
Which is where all of my action is. And
it's very frustrating.
I am not alone.
No. We just talked about, you and I were just talking about Dr. Susie. Here is 2 PhDs from Yale. I work for her as a therapist, and they took her YouTube down. They took her Facebook down. And she never does nudity. She doesn't swear at all. And yet she's taken down because she talks about embracing your sexuality and, love, no hate, no war. Let's love sex. She's like a 60s person, and Take her down.
Ridiculous.
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And that's where we need to get, people need to jump on the board and join a site. And as soon as we can get this going, we need to get off these other ones. We really need to just get off, and they need to be realized, oh crap, the adult industry has just bounced. Now we got nobody left.
So established that other networks, and by the way, I mean, I could go on all day with this, folks.
Oh yeah. No.
I mean, my account's been banned from LinkedIn.
Oh wow.
And I was not sharing nude photos on LinkedIn.
Wow.
Okay. I was just sharing, I was sharing news stories that had fetish or dominatrices in them. And for whatever reason.
Okay, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's like from the Daily Mail and stuff. It's not from fetish websites.
Right.
It's news articles about the community. So I'm sharing that.
It's the topic.
And I'm sharing links to my own Dirk Hooper site. But the content that I put on there is very general audiences. I was very much I wasn't sharing anything on there that wasn't allowed. And I just got banned. And I tried to recapture the account, and they had me go through the whole verification process and the whole thing, and I never got it back.
No,
never got it back.
That's just.
So I started a new account. But LinkedIn.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
Then, I mean, obviously, recently, like literally in the last 3 months, Instagram has become onerous with their whatever it is that they're doing. Where, I've had an account on Instagram since like the early 2010s and haven't had any problem with them. And now all of a sudden, everything I put on there, even if there's no nudity, I mean, either with artwork or with photography, they're just, everything is a problem.
Oh, really? With them? See?
Yes. I mean, I'm not even posting on Instagram right now because they have me in their site so hard. And I don't want to lose the account.
Well, that's my thing too. That's my biggest following, 35,000 followers on Instagram. That's my biggest following. And I tell my followers day in, day out, it's just a matter of time before mine's going to go too. And to get in touch with the person, forget it. I can't get on. I literally cannot get onto Instagram on my cell phone. And here's something interesting. It says it's tied to your Facebook account. Okay, great. It won't let me. And then it says, well, verify yourself with your ID. Well, hello, here we go again. If you let me start the profile with my ID, then I could do that. But no, I'm not Coralyn, Jewel. I mean, I'm Coralyn, but I'm not Coralyn, so that's very frustrating. Makes sense. So now I can't get onto my Instagram because they're telling me, we'll verify with your ID. Well, you're going to see a picture of me and then different ID, but so it's just ridiculous. That's why we think if you start with Pinxsters as who, your picture, then we can always see that is you, even if you live your life as Mary Jane. Who cares? So,
Right. And I mean, they've had to deal with so many ridiculous rules because if you're Dr. Dre, which is not the name that you were born with, you still have to, you have to have some rules for people who have public names that are not the names that they were, have on their driver's license or whatever.
Exactly. And that's the thing. If they have required you to set it up, if Dr. Dre set it up as, Mike Smith, that was his real name with an ID, at least they can always go back and know, okay, this account belongs to him. And then we would avoid all these fake accounts too. But no,
he's also not a doctor.
Right. Oh yes, there you go. Yeah. Where we get that? Yeah.
I mean,
flag it.
I mean, come on. Yeah. It's just absurd.
That's the whole thing. Yeah, absurd. And the blocking, like the bots, that's my biggest thing too. Like I said, the sip and shoot I got in trouble for. I got in trouble for saying, here's the young me ice skating, here's the old me ice skating. I was an Olympic figure skater hopeful. And they banned me. They said, you can't do that. I'm like, show me as like young me. What? I'm ice skating. Not naked. I'm ice skating. Yeah. And they totally
wouldn't allow you to share a young photo of yourself?
Because I put the word young. So I put, okay, here's me when I was little. I had to change the wording. Here's me when I was little ice skating. Here's me when I'm old ice skating. So, but all I said, young me, old me. But it's all bots.
I mean, look, I predicted the issues with Instagram months ago because they had an article come out that said that they were promoting, I'm going to try not to use certain words here. They were promoting underage photos on Instagram,
Okay.
their the way that they suggested stuff was creating groups of people who could easily find that content on their platform.
Okay.
And I knew at that time, obviously they're going to have to, Instagram can't be known for that. I knew that
Right.
they were going to come after us because they overshoot. They should have been policing that underage stuff on there, but they're going to overshoot it as much as possible. And they're going to go after anyone that's putting, whatever.
Content out there with, yeah.
You cannot put on Instagram, you've never been able to put photographs with nudity on the site.
Right.
You can't do
Yes.
that. But
You can,
I was putting out artwork with nudity, which was perfectly fine.
Okay.
But as of about 3 months ago, now, I'm public enemy number one because the same thing that I've been sharing for the last decade is suddenly a big problem because they couldn't deal with their underage photography issue.
Well, if they would have done what I say in the way beginning, where you can't even open up a freaking page until you put your ID, end of discussion. Now we know that this ID is related to Mike Smith, and Mike Smith just posted a picture of an 11-year-old. And so now we know where to find Mike Smith, and Mike, you're down.
Oh,
it's
right.
very simple. I should just
run
the world. It's very, very simple, but no, they can't handle this.
Well, I have another fairly radical idea about social media and children, which is no children should be allowed on social media.
Agreed,
you shouldn't
100%.
be allowed on social media till you hit 18 years old or 21 if you're in a country
18.
where that's
I agree.
That's the delineation of being an adult. And that solves all the problems. So instead of telling me that I have to share content that 13-year-olds can look at, and by the way, there's very little content, whether it's adult or not, that 13-year-olds should be looking at and engaging in on any social media.
Agreed.
They should be studying, they should be out playing, they should be playing video games, they should be interacting with their friends. That's what they should be doing. They should not be on social media under any circumstances whatsoever. It solves the entire problem. If you say children are not allowed on any TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you got, no one under the age of 18 is allowed on social media. It solves all of this problem. We can begin to act like adults on these platforms and can speak like adults and have great conversations.
So if they did that, and then if they did the age verification to prove that you were 18, and we know where everybody's, your ID matches your face, and we've got the facial recognition, so now we know who you are. If you post something of child nature, whatever, maybe we know where to find it. And that's it. And that would be done. But no, can't figure that part out, right?
Right. Or, I mean, to take it to another level, we talked a little bit about copyright violation and stuff. If you're posting stuff that's not yours, again, you're going to know exactly where that goes to. If you're posting stuff that is illegal, you're inciting issues, let's say, again, you're going to know exactly who that person is.
Exactly. So that's the whole thing, with Pinxsters is that it's 18 and up, and that's a big plus too. And it should be 18 and up. Children shouldn't be on any of this social media. There's so many issues with it. I wish I didn't have to be on social media in all honesty, but
right. I mean, a lot of people feel that way too, but it's kind of, it's a necessary evil for some people. I love social media, but I do not like being, shadow banned, or it's exceptionally frustrating social media is also my job. It's my job from many different angles. I run Sexy Networking, so I'm helping other people with social media. And I have my own, I'm a professional photographer, I'm a professional writer, I'm a professional artist. And so I share my content on social media, and I look for new clients through social media. So I can't just turn it off and go.
No, I know. And then that's
I got to be on there.
It's the same with me because I've got my, my wedding company and my swinger sites. And so my podcast and my media, and I do the red carpets. And then another thing that really upsets me about all of this is if your child goes on the internet and goes to chatterbait.com and they go, "Are you over the 18? Yes, I am." And then boom, there they see everything right there. And that's ridiculous to me. If we have to get up there as a performer and put our ID, then as a viewer, you should enter your ID and prove that you're over 18 to be able to view the content. And if you don't want to do it, then don't come on. That's how I feel. Because people say, well, what about their, privacy? Well, what about our privacy as a performer? So,
Sure.
But I mean, my kids can go and watch, they can go watch Y Free Cams. They can go watch, right? They can watch it for free and see everything. Just going, yes, I'm 18. That's ridiculous.
Right.
So
let me ask you, by the way, for people who are just joining in, seems like we got a big surge of people. We're talking about Pinxsters, which is a new social media platform. They're welcoming all adults to jump on over there and see what's going on. There is the link right there. It's Pinxsters.com. Let me ask, we've got a couple of comments. Let me go to that before I ask my next question. See what we got here. Oh, look at this. This is Pinxsters on YouTube here.
are they listening to us?
I guess so. And then Pinxster says, here, there, everywhere, here at the moment, currently trying to set up a people for affiliate program. One comes included. It's hiding in the background. And then saying hi to us and then dipping in and out. I don't know if that's them dipping in and out or us.
No, they are. So they're very busy.
Oh, okay.
They've got their that's why she comes in. She says, I'm here. She's coming to make sure is Coralyn on there. Checking in on me.
You're here. We're all good. So let's say that things go crazy. Let's say that people see this interview or some article goes out on the internet and you start getting huge user signups. Are you ready to scale the platform to meet demand?
Okay, so I believe that she is 100%. They are 100% ready with the size of the hosting. So the hosting can handle it. Like as you said, you joined the site, and if anybody wants to go there again, let me reiterate: it is free. So go set up a profile, and then you can browse around. So that's going to be fine. As for the customer service, that's where we'll have to pull in people because we refuse to have anything monitored by a bot or an AI. I'm sorry, we absolutely refuse. So it is going to be a human being that will speak to you if there's an issue or a problem.
And, look, someone was posting, and I don't even know what it was because it was removed. Someone was posting some sort of like dating scam or something the other day, and it was removed before I even saw it.
Where? On where?
On Pinxsters.
Oh,
Pinxsters.
Yeah. They're on it. They're on it. Yeah. So of course, like any social media platform, you get these pieces of crap that come in and want to try to, right? Put crap. Just don't get me started. If I ever have so much money in the world, I'm going to spend my life on an airplane I'm going to find you people. I'm going to find the first one.
I feel the same way.
Right? Yeah, I have no patience.
I feel the same way.
Patience. There you go. We'll just do
I'd like to call them up and tell them I'm a man with a particular set of skills.
Oh yes, and you got a woman right behind you. Let me tell you.
That's right. And I'm gonna come hunt you down.
Yeah, no, I don't have the patience. Same with like the people that pretend to be me, and then they get money from these guys pretending to be me. I don't have the patience for that.
Oh, that's terrible.
I literally will like find them. I will. So just so you know, don't pretend to be me. I'm the wrong one to pretend. But yeah, so there you can see that somebody got on there. They did that dating scam, and then also there was another thing that targeted Pinxsters right away, and they catch it. So she notifies. They always notify me. Okay, this is what's going on right now. Somebody's out there doing this, but we've already removed it and blocked them or whatever. So, and that's going to be a constant battle with everything. So,
let me
nothing else to do with their time.
Let me speak about Pinxsters for a moment as a user because I've been on there for a week or two, something like that. Here's some of my initial impressions. First off, there's a lot of, like if you join Threads, they didn't even have a way to DM people on Threads, which is like, I don't even, they have 100 million users on there after a week, and they don't even have a way to DM each other. You don't have a way to, to create groups or to search for stuff. I mean, Threads is the bare essentials for a social media platform. It's really embarrassing, frankly, for Meta to create something that's so, frankly, useless.
Don't get me started on it's so useless, and it's so not user friendly. It's so confusing.
In contrast, Pinxsters has groups, it has polls, you can post all kinds of different content on it. So there's a lot of different ways to interact with people on there. You don't have to worry about you're not going to be restricted like on X as far as how many characters that you can put into something. So if you have a little bit more long form content or something, that's perfectly available to you. So the features are nice on there. It runs perfectly fine for a large social media site, but that has all those features. I mean, there are other, let's say, independent sites, smaller sites that like take a minute to load. I could name
the loading's
them,
quick. Yeah,
but it's like,
you notice that.
It's very frustrating on some of these smaller platforms that don't have their server together.
Yes.
But let me also say, and maybe this is the most important thing that I can say about this, as someone who is facing on every front, there is no place out there right now that I don't feel like I'm kind of being, censored. And I realize that censored only comes from the government. Censored is something very specific, but I'm not sure exactly how to say like a private entity is not allowing you to talk. So I will use the word censored. Since I'm being censored or shadow banned or throttled on every platform that I'm on, it's nice to just be able to go there and to post whatever it is that I want to share with people. And by the way, my stuff is very tame.
Oh yeah, and
that's the irony of all of this, is that 90% of my stuff is, like PG-13. It might be kind of sexy, but not sexual. 90% of it. Now, 10% of it, okay, there's some nudity, and there might even be, fetish stuff and whatever. But by and large, the stuff that I post is very tame.
And it's not illegal, and that's the key.
It's certainly not illegal. I own it. No, I created it.
Exactly.
And it's not, and it doesn't even get anywhere near like the real hardcore stuff out there that might be illegal or stuff that is forbidden by law. It's nothing like that.
Before I forget, Dirk, I just wanted to let people know that when they do join the site, to please reach out to Pinxsters customer service. Reach out to me if you see something that you want us to change, fix. If you see something that looks like a fake profile or somebody who's posting inappropriate stuff, if we can work as a community together, then we can work as a community and get this going and get rid of the bots or anything like that would ever even need to be involved, or anything like that. So we encourage you to let us know. As far as I can see, and as you say, you can see, it's very user friendly. I have, because I'm also on there, and and I'm not on there as much because I'm waiting for everything to get done. But you can write articles, like you said. There's no limit on your words. You can create your own group. You start your own group. You can. It's
started one last week.
Yeah, across the board. It's really nice,
Let me say one other thing about the community in general. Right now, the community has a lot of energy in it. It's not a large community, and that's something I'll talk about here in a moment. But the people who are there are very engaged in what's happening.
They are.
I mean, I'll put something out, and I will get, comments, and I mean. Ironically, I have 80,000 people that are following me on Twitter, and I will probably get more engagement on Pinxsters. And I don't know how many active users there are, but it's not that many. Okay, it's still very much building.
Yes, we started because it was very big, and then we started over. So,
but even if that's the case, the people who are on there are very active. They are sharing stuff. They're commenting on stuff. They're liking stuff.
Supportive
it's
of each
very
other too.
Yes. It's a great atmosphere.
It really is.
So it's a place where you're particularly if you're someone like me that feels aggrieved with social media the way that it is, particularly right. It's never been this bad. Never.
No, it's awful.
Has been bad as today, this day right here that we're living in, which is crazy. You'd think that it would get more permissive as we went on. It's like social media is in the 1950s now.
Yeah,
it's insane.
We've stepped back in everything. In everything you step back.
Yes.
You can't say what happened to freedom of speech? You can't say anything. You can't do anything. You're being watched every move.
No. And Mr. Free Speech absolutist Elon Musk, who makes this big claim about being a free speech advocate is not allowing me to speak freely. Okay.
No. And I can't say sip and shoot. Young and old.
Yeah, it's insane. Someone was talking about on OnlyFans, which is
don't get me started.
That's a problem. Okay, you can't say the word pee with like people who are into small penis humiliation.
Oh yeah,
you can't call some member a pee because it has pee in it, and urine is not allowed on the network. You can't even talk about it.
No,
on OnlyFans.
So if you say
on OnlyFans, you can
in a description of your video,
have sex. You can watch someone have sex,
but you can't say
on OnlyFans, but you cannot say the word pee.
It gets worse than that. If you describe your video with a word,
it's just
like
it's like,
oh, I said this. I said, oh poop. I forgot to post for you guys today. That's what I put. And they can't put the word poop. And I went, oh Jesus Christ.
There it is.
Oh goodness me. I forgot to post. I mean, come on now. Yeah, all this kind of crap. And
golly gee willikers.
I'm not on OnlyFans. Let me make that very clear. You will not find me on my page. You might find me on somebody else's page.
We could do another.
Oh yeah, a whole nother post on them.
We could do another 60 minutes on OnlyFans.
Yeah. But yeah, you can't say words. It's like Facebook. Can't say words.
Let me. Right. Let me ask. We talked a little bit about this. In your opinion, how safe is your host? And by that, I mean how confident are you that your host will stick by you, or you've mitigated the issues that you would have with a host if some interest groups come after you for some reason?
So from what I do understand, it's now, from what they told me, it's their own host. So we're no longer relying on anybody else. So they have their own hosting company. They started their own hosting. So that's for that. And then the merchant. So the biggest challenge right now is the merchant account. Yeah. So because they had everything from another host, and then the other, I guess everything was being held on a server. Technology and me are not friends. So that kind of stuff I kind of stay out of. But that's how we had to start all over again. So now it's their own hosting company, and they have, and now they're just working on the merchant account processing through through
that's how they
adult sites or whatever. Adult platform, what do you call it? Adult merchant processing companies that work with adult content. So
right, and that's how they get you is they go after the the hosting services, or they go after funding. Those are the two ways that they come after you. If you're putting out adult content, you're a terrible person. You're such an evil.
You're a content target. You're an awful person. Dirk, you're such a bad person. So am I. We are terrible people.
I know.
Stay home and just do nothing.
I know.
But that's the biggest challenge, and they're very aware of that, as we are and anybody else is. It's a constant challenge, and it's always going to be, because we can't change everybody's mind on you are who you are, and as much as we can try to break the misconceptions of the adult industry and people who are in this, because there's so many different. Like I said, it's not just performers. It's media people, it's writers, it's doctors, it's kink, doctors that specialize in kink, psychologists. My podcast talks to all these types of people. Biomedical grade scientists who became, developed a watch that measures female ejaculation. I had a priest on my show. All different, so you see, but there's so much judgment. So
we should be allowed to talk about. It's absurd that we are being kept from talking about adult topics.
Yeah.
Sex is part of the human experience, and more information is much better than less information on that topic. Yeah. We should be allowed to talk about sex. I'm sorry. It's just, we should be allowed, and we should be allowed on all platforms to talk about that subject.
That's a whole nother podcast. We could do 60 minutes on OnlyFans, 60 minutes on that. Sure. For sure. That's why I think, like, if they legalize prostitution, I think we'd have so many less problems, because now they'd be paying taxes. Now you'd have less people, reporting rapes and stuff like that, because just to get me started. And like the OnlyFans, they took off because of the adult industry, and then just tried to get rid of them. And yet all the people who are performers stayed. I left. Fuck them. There's my swear word. Told you I don't talk about that.
They even have that in Marvel films now. Swear words. let me take a step back for just a minute and say that we're talking about Pinxsters, which is a new social media platform. And also, let me also say that I'm having some Wi-Fi connection issues. So if I happen to drop off here for a second, just hang on. I'll be right back.
That's Oklahoma for
hopefully, hopefully, look, I've got a major, I have a major cable line. I should not be having these issues, but I still do. It's crazy. I have another podcast where I talk to people who do comics, and I talked to a guy in Argentina.
Okay.
And you'd think, this guy in Argentina, might not have a really great connection. He had a better internet connection than anyone I've ever talked to. Yeah. It's like he was connected directly to the internet, like through a node or something.
Isn't it our technology today? You would think where we are today in speaking about adult topics and our technology and cell phone calls dropping, like you'd think we'd be way ahead of that kind of stuff, right? And yet I think we're going backwards, just backwards and backwards.
We are.
It's worse and worse.
Yeah, we are. I agree. All right. Let me talk to you for a moment about, you have like paid tiers for users on your site. Would you talk a little bit about kind of what it is that you offer there and explain that?
So that's a little bit new. And so I want people to go and really take a look at that, but it's more for, more for the content creators versus the regular, adult that comes on there and just wants to create their own. Call it your Facebook page, but it's your Pinxsters page where you can speak freely. Okay, so that's more like if we want to offer webcamming or texting or buy our content, pictures, sell a product like your book or stuff like that. So that's where that would go. But as for a page, free. Joining groups, free. Communicating with people, there's no charge for any of that, and there's no ads. There's none of this freaking ads popping up and things listening to you so that you all of a sudden your feed's filled with like, wait a second, I was talking about that yesterday. How did they know?
Right,
watching me. I'm a real fun person to watch, though. I tell you, that's what I laugh at. People go, "What if there's a camera in there?" And I go, "Well, they just see this naked girl just runs back and forth from room to room because I keep forgetting stuff."
It is important to note that you don't have to pay anything to be on the website.
No pay.
And most of the people who are on there are not going to, be even interested in paying for the deal. But if you are a content creator or you're someone who would like a little push, I can tell you that it does allow you to promote your posts and give you a few more powers to get your message out a little bit better if you become someone on one of those other. There's I think 2 or 3 different tiers, and they each have their own little list of things that you can do with that, and it will legitimately help you get some of your content in front of people, which I think is very important, so you're not lost in the correct. And right now you won't be lost because it's not that's crazy yet, but it will get busy. And that's the one thing I want to reiterate to people. I want to reiterate, if you get on there and you start interacting and you are like, wait a second, there's not that many friends on here, whatever, we got to keep going because it's going to be big. But it's going to take, support for it. Just like anything. Well, I mean, look, this is the reason why we're having this conversation here today. We've talked for 50 minutes about this, and we're putting it out here. The only thing that's missing on this site, because I think that there's a lot of tools that you can use to interact with people. I think that there's obviously, if you are someone like me who would very much like to have adult conversations and be able to share your content without having to worry about being censored or banned or shamed or something for putting out such terrible, you're not going to have that problem on Pinxsters.
No.
I can tell you that. What Pinxsters needs more than anything is just about 40 million users. So what I think would be great is that if you're interested, just go over there and get involved, whether you're someone who does have content to share, or you just want to see people who have content to share.
Or you want to just post and say what you're feeling for the day and without getting yelled at.
Right. And I mean,
I'm having a crappy day because I don't like what my governor did today. You can say that. Who cares?
Right.
You know, that's the biggest thing. You can't say anything nowadays. God forbid I say I don't like my governor today. You know what I mean? Or I don't like my president today. You can still say that. I didn't say I want to do something bad. I just said I don't like the person today. Aren't you allowed to say that? Right. So.
Right. I mean, we're supposed to be allowed, political discourse.
Exactly.
In America, that's in our Constitution.
Yeah, that's what Constitution? Where's that? Yeah, that's another one.
So,
we got 60-minute shows.
what I can say very clearly is that if you're interested, just go over there, sign up for free, see what you like, and tell your friends to come over there and join you, because really what the platform needs more than anything, in my opinion, is just a heck of a lot more people to show up and hang out and stuff. And I think that's what you're going to find is it's going to be very welcoming, and that you're going to appreciate not having to self-censor everything that you put out. You could actually speak freely on there.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a few more questions for you. And I'd like to also say that anyone who's watching us is welcome to ask any questions that they have or to make any comments. We welcome that as well. What challenges do you see down the road for Pinxsters?
Challenges, I see the challenges of dealing with the merchant account processing. So I feel like no matter, if we do get one on board, I always feel like they're going to be, censored for something else, which is going to backlash on us. So that's the one.
Yep.
I don't think a challenge for the server hosting. That's going to be fine. Getting customer service, because I think that might be somebody who's enough people to be able to handle any questions, checking the content, checking the applications that are the new pages that are coming in or new profiles to make sure they are of age, stuff like that. So I think that's going to be the biggest two challenges that I foresee. As for being the speed of it, the speed's great. The user friendly, it's super user friendly. Getting the word out there, I think that's also that I've got an interview this afternoon at 4:00 that's been covered on multiple media outlets already. So those are the two: Good. The merchant account and the customer service. Just making sure that we don't ever have to turn to AI or bots, ever.
What do you have? What do you have planned in the future? What sort of features or things that pie in the sky stuff that you'd like to?
Gosh, I mean, it's pretty much got everything on there. It's
kind of right out of the box.
Like I said, it really is taking all these different outlets. You can sell stuff. It's got a classified section like a marketplace. Okay, it's got jobs. So you can post a job, look for a job, not just adult, anything, video editing, SEO, social media managing, whatever. Classified's got jobs, it's got content, webcamming, groups, pages. Tell us what it's missing. So if anybody's listening and you go on there and you go, wait, it doesn't have this, tell us, because I think that we've hit every single thing. You can put your resume up there. You can, it's a LinkedIn, it's a Facebook, it's a Twitter, right? What do you think it's missing? I don't know. I don't think it's missing anything.
Sure.
I think we.
No, I mean, the person who's running it, Jenny, asks me like a lot. What else would you like on here? And it's like, we're good. I just want more people on here. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I want, which is great. I mean, I really sincerely appreciate that question, because I mean, Twitter sure hasn't asked me what I would like to see. On the platform, they don't care. They don't care what I want.
No, of course not.
So it's nice. It's very refreshing to hear from the person who's running the show and say, what is it that's missing here? And the only thing that I can think of that's missing is more people. More people. Let's get more people on here.
Yeah, exactly. And the passion that she's, like I told you, she's a fighter. She's got people behind her, but she's the face. She's your CEO, and I'm the face of the company. So for their ambassador, but this is somebody that's got passion behind it, and we welcome feedback.
Hey, can we give a shout out to women running the platform?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's a woman run platform that all the back stuff, the hosting, the SEO. Yeah. So, and this
I think that's important. I think that's a differentiator.
She's a woman with balls. This one's got balls. I love her.
That's awesome. All right. Well, as for you, what is in your future?
Oh, I don't know. It's that curveball. Remember we talked about that curveball? So I have a second book that I am working on finishing. I have a documentary that is done but needs to be edited. Hint, hint, I'm looking for an editor, please. That's going to come out.
I would love to do that for you if I had a computer that was worth a flip.
My thing is it's huge, so much content. There's such big files.
Yeah.
What else is going on with me? I have a podcast as well. It's called Embrace. It's about embracing your sexuality, all types of guests, not just adult performers. Anybody that has had the guts to stand up and say, I'm going to live my life for me and I'm going to embrace my sexuality. That is starting season 4, I believe November 6th. So I'm recording for that now. If you want to be a guest, Mr. Dirk. And
I'd love to. Yeah, please.
That would be amazing. I would love to have you on there. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. And that's
please.
it. I just go one day at a time, one step at a time, and changing one person's mind at a time is my goal. I go out there, I do my seminars, teaching, all that kind of stuff. So
since we're talking about it, please tell people where to find you online.
Okay, so the easiest place to find me online is if you go to the Coralyn, Coralyn, Jewel, JEWEL.com. That's going to take you to link to my podcast. You'll be able to see my different episodes. It'll take you to my YouTube channel. It'll take you to all my social media. It'll take you to my Medium page, which is my articles. It'll take you to press releases. So everything, easiest way is thecoralynjewel.com. And from there, you can access everything. And awesome. You can also get in touch with me about being a guest on the podcast or about asking me any questions about my career or anything like that.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Is there anything that you'd like to mention about Pinxsters that maybe I missed, or something that you'd like to say to kind of wrap up for people who've been watching this?
I don't believe so, but just to wrap up for anybody that's joined us. So once again, Pinxsters is a social media platform. It is free to join. It is not just adult industry. It is everyone and anyone who is over the age of 18 that wants to be able to freely create a page and post and say what you want to say, as long as it's legal. No, you cannot get on there and say, I'm going to kill somebody. Okay, no, we will not allow that. However, anything that's legal, you can say, I don't like the president today. I don't like my life today, whatever it is. It's create pages, communities, webcamming, buy content, sell content, and make sure you get on there and give us feedback. It's women run and no boss. And you'll always have customer service to reach out to with any questions, problems, or concerns. And come check it out. And that's all.
Yeah.
Pinxsters.com. And make sure you friend me when you get on there.
Yeah, she's on there. So am I.
We are. Find us. Easy to find. You can type our names in and you won't get shadow banned. You'll be able to find us.
How about that? How about being able to search for someone's name and find them?
Right. Exactly.
Crazy. All right. Well, thank you for being on today. I definitely appreciate it. I want to encourage everyone to get over to Pinxsters and try it out. Hey, if you don't like it, it's free to go over there and try it. If you don't like it, then that's fine. But maybe you will like it. Maybe you like it and you stick around, and I think that'd be good. Absolutely.
Dirk, thank you for having me today on your show. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's totally my pleasure. And we'll talk again. We'll talk again soon.
Absolutely. We sure
Hopefully.
will. Have you on my show, and I'll
like
come
to
back
interview you as well.
There
you go. We'll trade that. All right. Well, I'm going to be wrapping up here. This episode was broadcast live on my YouTube channel. If you have an adult industry topic that you'd like to discuss, then I want to talk to you. Contact me at dirk@sexynetworking.com and we'll set up an interview. Thank you for watching. Please leave me a like and share wherever you see this. Your individual help makes a huge difference, and it is deeply appreciated. Much love to you all out there. I'm Dirk Hooper, and until next time, dream hard.